stand by. Go ahead.
Good morning or afternoon, sorry. We have quorum, therefore I'd like to call this meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, May 13th, 2025, and this is the regular meeting of the El Paso County Historical Commission. The time is 4 p.m. Could everyone please stand for the pledges of allegiance?
The pledge I.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee,
Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Everyone?
unless you consider
I'm happy I'm not the only one who does it.
If
I just
you could please
to do it.
call attendance?
Yes, ma'am, we'll call the roll. Commissioner Bear is absent. Commissioner Chaparro is absent. Commissioner Condon,
Here.
Commissioner Hamilton,
Present.
Commissioner Howe,
Present.
Commissioner Kanoff,
Present.
Commissioner Kidney,
Present.
Commissioner McDonald,
Present.
Commissioner McKenzie is absent. Commissioner Welch.
Okay, is anyone signed up for public comment?
Yes, Commissioners, we have one person signed up for public comment. I'd like to call Ms. Corinne Chacon.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you so much. I am Corinne Chacon. I will be working in the Heritage Tourism Department as a Heritage Tourism Specialist under the guidance of Dr. Renteria. My background has been in community development, nonprofit administration, and I was the district director with Senator Rodriguez, where we had a very successful program of the Heritage Tourism Committee. And it was through that committee that I was able to meet so many of you and start to work with you. So I have a very deep appreciation for history and culture and have always been very impressed by the commitment and the perseverance that you all show in keeping this topic, which is so essential, on the front line. So thank you. I look forward to working with you.
Thank you, and the same. We look forward to working with you. Awesome. Well, thank you very much and welcome. That does bring us through the public comment and on to the consent agenda. We do have one item on the consent agenda. This is item 5. Receive and accept a report of activities of the Archaeology Committee. So I'm hoping that everyone has looked at it. And if so, can we have a motion to approve? All right. Commissioner
Motion
Condon.
by Peter Condon,
Is there a second?
second by Commissioner Howe. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. And that brings us to the regular agenda, item 6A. Discuss and take appropriate action to recommend the printing of the Black El Paso History Tour brochure after final review of the Education and Heritage Tourism Committee. So, John, if you want to talk about it, then I'm going to talk about it a little bit too.
Well, I brought 2 copies today that I can pass around for people to see, with my home printer protesting mightily the whole time.
Commissioner, just so that you're aware, I did send the digital version to the entire commission
no.
prior to today's meeting.
Yes, and
He just knows that
Thank
some
you.
people don't look at it.
thank you so much. But yes. In any case, it's quite lengthy. It's about 38 pages. It's very well done. The people that are putting this together are still reviewing it. You take it, you edit it line by line, page by page. And I have participated in 2 sessions of that. So they progress. as I said, very well done. They wanted to have this thing done and printed by June 19th, which I have said more than once to them, that's probably ambitious, to use a word. But in any case, this thing progresses, and it's probably something we need. So I've passed it around for people to look at. If there are any questions on it, I can try to answer it or defer and get you the answer if I don't know.
Well,
And
I'm just
Commissioner,
thinking-
just so that you know, I did receive some feedback from Commissioner Condon earlier today. If there's more feedback, I'm happy to collect it and get it to you.
Oh, I appreciate it
Yeah.
very much. That would, this is,
And I'm just
any
gonna point out
comments would be
on-
very useful,
On the
very
new
useful.
page that they added in,
Yes?
yes, it's, they have her name, it's Maud Sampson Williams, and they have Williams left out in the big type. And then her name is variously ascribed throughout. So this one really needs to be edited. For one, her proper name.
We'll go back through
And
it.
for two, everywhere she shows up, she shouldn't have a different name.
No, she
So
shouldn't.
that,
Yes.
I think is,
Thank you, Madam
that
Chairwoman.
was a new page.
Thank you so much.
Picky, picky, picky.
Well,
That's
her
helpful.
family's around, and that would not be a good look. So,
Right?
and just the second thing I just want to say is that we have to be very sure that they understand that this is a tourism brochure, because they've asked if they could charge for it. And that would be a big fat no, because this is, if we are going to pay for it, it needs to be utilized to promote tourism, which means that we do not charge for them. We follow the proper procedure that we have on all of them, where you take, after they come from the printer to Dr. Renteria. From there, they go to Visit El Paso, because they are the master or mistress or whatever of our inventory. And then they can be checked out from there, okay?
Understood.
So,
Who's the they?
the coalition that's putting all of this together,
Oh.
so.
The East
Commissioner-
Side
East Central
Central
Coalition.
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 That's it. Yes.
And Commissioners, if I may, we do have a meeting on the books early next week with the East Central Coalition, with the Community Foundation, to go over some of these details, including
Good.
the deadline for printing.
Good.
And I believe I've included Commissioner Hamilton, because you're Chair of the Education and Heritage Tourism Committee,
Right.
and Chair Welch. So we can bring those updates back to the commission in June. But we are on track to have those conversations with the East Central Coalition.
So it moves. It's
And I would
moving
hope
along.
that maybe
Good.
we could get the edits on Maud Sampson Williams before next week's meeting. I mean, it's mainly text.
I'll talk to them.
Okay.
That's pretty
Yeah,
easily done.
Just like really, her name has to be correct, and then
Maud,
attribution
Craig,
to-
Sampson, Williams.
To be
Got it.
Williams.
Got
Okay,
it.
and then we can talk about the rest of that stuff. So, any other questions? Has everyone looked at it? Here, I'm sorry about this, I should be passing this down.
All right, it's already making its way back.
Oh, it's making, okay,
Which made the rounds.
there you go.
So be it.
So, any questions, any comments?
Well done.
Okay, well then, let's see, the appropriate action. I would say that if we are going to vote to fund it,
So Commissioners, the motion would be, if you wanted to move forward with the printing, the motion would be for the commission to recommend to El Paso County to print 5,000
5,000?
5,000 copies of the brochure. That would be the motion.
yeah, and after final review, because I do want to make sure that stuff like that doesn't go out, which would be highly embarrassing.
And on our staff side, we'll also be requesting that the county seal, that the historical commission
They're on
seal,
there now,
and an
yeah.
acknowledgement is included.
Yeah, and you can see if they follow, like, in my mind, they're pretty pale. They're pretty, I don't know, the seals don't kind of like jump out at you. They're very muted. And if you're paying a lot of money, to me, attribution should be a little bit stronger. So yes, you need to, I don't know if you've seen, there's new pages.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I guess we would be voting on allocating the funds and approving the printing. We do have the money for it. It is in that committee, already approved.
But you wouldn't be approving the funds, you would be making the recommendation for the county, and we'll take care of the
Yeah.
funds on our end.
And then, like I said, just, with the little caveat that we are going to look at it one more time and make sure that everything is indeed something we want to put our name on, as well as spending the money, and that they know that, it's a tourism brochure, and they have to follow the guidelines for that. So, with that, does anybody want to make a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, Commissioner Hamilton,
Okay.
is there a
Motion by
second?
Commissioner Hamilton and second by Commissioner McDonald. We're going to call the vote for this one, also for the purpose of the minutes. Commissioner Hamilton? We're going to call the vote.
Yes.
Commissioner Kanoff? Commissioner Welch?
Yes.
Commissioner Condon?
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald?
Yes.
Commissioner Kidney?
Yes.
Commissioner Howe?
Yes.
And Commissioners Chaparro, Bear, and McKenzie are absent.
Okay, it passes. It's really beautiful. It just needs a little bit more
A
editing.
little more work.
So,
Thank you.
okay, awesome. All right, that brings us on to agenda item B. Receive an update from the Historical Marker Committee regarding upcoming deadlines, applications, and dedication ceremonies. So since Commissioner Bear isn't here, I'll just update you. Of course, the deadline for markers is the 15th. The ones that we know are in are Ruben Salazar, the RTHL, and the Buffalo Soldiers. The Dudley and Orr Limestone Quarry, Commissioner Bear told me I could okay, but when I looked at it today, it's missing, it has no backup, so I'm gonna call him when I leave.
Okay, I do see some of the backups on my end. What I haven't received is the payment form.
Okay.
And I didn't see that in the portal, so we're happy to take care of that
Okay,
as soon as
yeah,
we get the
then I
form.
will, I can get that like I did with the Ruben Salazar, but I did not see the backup. But they're, as you know, their portal is all over the map, so they have like two, for the RTHL, they have two Ruben Salazars, they have, and it's a mess. So, their mess, not our mess, but anyway, it
Yeah.
is kind of fractured.
We may
So-
need to, Commissioner, maybe get on a video call so that we can see what we're seeing and maybe
Yeah.
find all the
Maybe-
pieces.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm gonna call Woody anyway, just to make sure. And then, if indeed everything is there, I will just send you the form. I know how to get access to the form, obviously. So, the only other thing that I would, like to tell you all is that I worked with, Preservation Texas and the owner of the Coffin House to go through and approve the final marker, narrative. And it's been approved. Sent it back to Markers, the THC, it's been accepted, and so it will be on its way, it's already paid for, so that will be on its way to the Foundry relatively soon. So, another one down, another one that's paid down, so, and then, after that, we'll do the proper process for dedication, et cetera. I think that is all that we have right now. We have a few others. Oh, I'm sorry, Buffalo Soldiers is also approved. I don't know if I said that, and then Leona, Washington is not finished. So that one is sitting there. We have a couple more days, but we only have a couple more days. So anyway, we'll see. I will touch base with Commissioner Bear tonight and see if there's anything else we need to do. And we'll just go from there. But, it's a respectable amount, that we've actually put in this year. And just cross your fingers that at least one gets approved, if not two or four. So, all right. Well, that one was basically information only, no action taken. Which brings us to regular agenda C, which is discuss and take appropriate action to recommend that the El Paso County Commissioners Court consider taking action to support the Fort Bliss Museum and its holdings. And that I am going to turn over to Commissioner Hamilton.
Thank you, and I yield to Commissioner McDonald.
Okay.
Okay. Since I've been part of the commission, I've been talking about the slow process of the Fort Bliss Museum's exhibit redesign. Well, Friday, got bad news. Due to U.S. Army, TRADOC, which is Training and
Doctrine.
Doctrine Command, and Army Museum reorganizations, there has been a indefinite hold placed on our redesign project. I don't think it's going to be a few months. I think it's going to be longer than that. So there are a lot of decisions that still need to be made by the Secretary of Army. Some of them are not good. However, the decisions have not been made. So at this point, I think it's inappropriate for the commission to send out a letter until that decision is made. As soon as it is made, I will bring it to everyone's attention, and you're more than welcome to take action from there. But until we hear from Big Army, it's just inappropriate to do that right now.
I think that we should, in our own individual way, just, some of us know people here and there, and, just not bringing that up, but just saying how much we love that museum.
I'm in fear for my job,
Because I'm
okay?
just wondering how, like, if public support has any impact on the overall.
Right now, no.
Okay, that's answers my
In the
question.
future, I hope so.
Okay,
Unfortunately, there are just some things I cannot reveal to the public
yeah, of
until a
course.
decision is made.
Yeah, just asking if you needed it, we're here.
No, I appreciate it, and I
yeah.
will take advantage of it.
Okay.
And
It is an incredible historical resource, as all of us know. And, like I said, that's why we are in support when you do need it.
yes, I appreciate that.
And if you haven't been out there recently, I recommend you go see it. You need a pass to get on the post, they're easy to get.
Yes,
But
come out and see us.
You should go see.
And the big
see
empty
Michael.
building we have. That no, I'm very serious. I'll show you Bliss's
And the
coffin.
big empty building that
Oh.
we have.
No, I got an empty building.
But you have tanks.
Yeah,
I
I was
have
gonna
tanks
say,
and
there's still
Bliss's coffin.
tanks. I know that, I just like, there's still like vehicles.
Yes.
So, I mean, I know, it's every little boy's dream.
And he has a Fisk iron coffin.
Yes.
From 1853.
Yep.
That held the mortal remains of William Wallace Smith Bliss.
Yep.
Oh,
who the post-
Bliss?
For whom the post is named.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right now, it's in a plywood sarcophagus.
Oh,
But
not
it's
as-
there.
Not as hip, but how?
Well, we got to put it somewhere.
I know. I'm
We're not
just,
going to put it back in the ground.
I'm just kind of seeing this, this big old, like the Iron Lady, anyway.
No, it's smaller.
Pretty close.
Come out and see for
I,
yourself.
that I haven't seen. I have seen the tanks.
Yeah,
So,
Pretty close.
cool. Okay.
Again,
Well,
there are many decisions that need to be
Okay.
made, and I will keep everybody
Please.
informed
please. And,
as to what they are.
okay. And,
I'm not finished fighting, I just
yeah, of course.
can't say anything
And like
right
I
now.
said, we're there when you need
I
us.
appreciate
All of us. I'm speaking for everybody, but I'm sure we are. So, okay. Well, any questions, but you can't ask anything too specific?
No, ask. I have an answer for everything.
What are the hours of operation for the museum currently?
Oh, good. Yes, good question.
Duh.
Oh, that was specific.
I should know, it's 9 to 3:30, Monday through Friday,
Right.
Thank you, Commissioner.
and it's free, and plenty of free parking.
Plenty.
Yep.
Cool. You can see my old house, which is down the street.
That's right.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, well, again, this was information only, no action taken. So that will take us on to agenda item D, which is receive history, heritage, and historic preservation related announcements and upcoming events from the County Historical Commission. So we will start with Commissioner Howe.
Archaeology meeting, we will have on the 22nd on Thursday at 6. Will that work, Cynthia? Will that work?
Yes, noted. And this is going to be a Teams meeting, correct?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
And is that it, Commissioner Howe?
I think you're going to cover from the opening at Mom's, right?
Yes, but you're welcome to share your perspective. You were there.
Oh, well, Commissioner Bear and myself were at the opening for the museum on Main Street. We had a good turnout. So I wish more people could have made it, but it was really good. And I know we're having on Monday, we're having that event that you sent the email out. Okay, so, nope, that's all for me for right now.
Commissioner Kidney?
Yes, on May 3rd, the Harvey Girls of El Paso participated in the Las Cruces Railroad Transportation Day. We've been doing that for the last 15 years or so. I portray a Harvey girl and we specifically talk about the Harvey houses of New Mexico, since it is in New Mexico, but we also have the Texas information. And of course, we have a Harvey house, we had one here from 1906 to 1948 down at the depot, Union Depot. And we meet there once a month, except for summer. And we get to meet in one of the authentic rooms. It's just really exciting. We're on those 1906 floors and the stained glass windows that led into the Harvey dining room, all of these things. And while we're there, we get to also talk to passengers who appear. We met one yesterday who was so intelligent. And then at the end, he told the security officer that, quote, he is an undercover agent for checking the systems in El Paso, and that they're really bad, but that the security officer and Patricia passed, and we're on the good side of the system. So we're hoping to see each other in September when we go back, in case, and I told him wherever we go, I hope the security officer and I go together, because he's a big burly guy. I mean, we just meet the strangest dang people. My gosh. But anyway, so back to the Las Cruces. They had 417.
Attendees?
Attendees for their event. It was from 10 to 1 p.m., 3 hours. Prince Mackenzie had a display there with me. And I was particularly excited because I was escorted into the depot through the passenger station side when people got off the train and entered, and I was focusing on the lunch counters, no, not the lunch counters, the newsstands. Las Cruces only had a newsstand. They did not have a Harvey house. But anyway, so to get to meet all these people, of course I promoted everything about El Paso and heavily promoted our Memorial Day coming up at Concordia, which will be at 10 o'clock on the 26th. Buffalo Soldier area in the Meditation Garden. And as usual, it's partnered with Concordia by the 82nd Airborne Veterans Association. So very excited about that. So those are the two things that we
That's
have.
417 attendees is
Very good.
really good.
They have
It's notable.
exhibits outside, and then inside, they have tracks, little tracks on the floor to follow to kind of give you an idea how to go look at this and go look at that. And then they have tracks that take you up through their artifacts and their exhibits, ending with some wonderful model train things, yeah. So it's very well done. It's through the management of the city of Las Cruces. They have a new director, and he really liked to visit with me to listen to things that have been done in the past to help make it bigger and better. And they have a foundation going to try to help
Network better.
preserve that, yeah. So I
Cool.
got to hear that, so.
Awesome, thank you. So anything else, Commissioner McDonald?
Actually, I have good news.
Okay,
Although we may be at a standstill on one issue, we are continuing operations and development of exhibits. So on June 2nd, in support of the Army's 250th birthday, we're opening an exhibit entitled "The Revolutionary War and the Establishment of America's Non-Commissioned Officer Corps."
cool.
So it's a lobby exhibit, but it's turning out to be pretty good. Also, John Hamilton and I got an article published on the 1859 battle at Dog Canyon, and it was in the latest issue of The Password.
Yeah, cool. Very cool, you two. Awesome. And
That's it.
there was an NCO training college on Bliss, right? Or there was a big,
There's the Sergeant Major
that's
Academy.
it, okay, so yeah. I
That
knew
is
that
still
was-
fully up and
But it was
running.
big, I mean, it's,
And there's also a regular NCO academy,
Okay.
which is training for newly promoted or soon-to-be promoted NCOs.
cool, yeah, so there should be a lot of support.
Yes.
Because it's one of the, like, regional, I mean, it's like, it's big here.
Right.
So,
We're
cool.
rotating. This
Cool.
time, right now, it's punitive expedition, then we're going into the Revolutionary War and the NCO.
Mm-hmm.
And for Bliss, we're going to do Bliss's Coffin.
Wonderful.
All right.
Creepy, but cool.
I'll be there with all my goth friends, how's that? All right, Commissioner Condon.
I don't have a lot. We've keep checking in with the THC on our NPS nomination for Keystone. We have not got a final review back, so hopefully that'll be coming soon,
Okay,
and then we can move on to the NPS.
awesome, that's good, well, I mean, they're never like really quick. So,
Staff turnover was
yeah,
part of
I
it,
know,
so-
a lot of it, even beforehand, though. Okay, but that's cool that it's in process. All right, Commissioner Canoff, I don't have anything other than, so Commissioner
Okay.
Canoff.
Yes, I'm a trustee in the 82nd Airborne Association. I just want to tell you that if you come to the cemetery this Memorial Day, you'll see a new look for us. Most of us have decided to stop wearing those ugly baseball caps with all the stuff on the front, parachute and all that, and have substituted that for the World War II folding cap that the 82nd Airborne wore on D-Day. They're khaki colored, and they have the parachute and glider patch, and we're real proud of those, and they're really attractive. And I think it's just a little, I won't say it's more formal, but it's just nicer.
A little classy.
I think
A little
it
classier.
is, and we're really proud of those. And
Cool.
most of the members have purchased them. Yes, sir?
Have you drawn the winning ticket for the M1?
Yes, we did. Damn it. Sorry about that. Obviously, you didn't win, did we? No, we didn't. Yes, this past Saturday it was drawn. I believe it was Saturday, yeah.
Well,
But,
congratulations, still lucky.
Yeah, the lucky one. It was an M1 carbine, an original M1
Yeah.
carbine that was donated by one of our members, Command Sergeant Major Phil Sloniger. And
I take it
we
that's
made
a
a bunch.
gun, right?
It's a rifle.
Ah.
It's a carbine. And, it's one of our annual moneymakers. We have a weapon raffle once a year. And we turned out, people wanted to do more. We decided not to water it down and still have one weapon, raffle annually. So, And so many other organizations do the same thing. We just, anyway, but that's all I have.
Cool. And Commissioner
Well, I'm
Hamilton?
happy to contribute to your,
Oh,
Here, here.
you bought some?
Sucker. I would.
And hopefully the county had a successful gun buyback. So,
Yeah, that's it.
on another note, probably not any M1
Carbine.
carbines.
You never know.
Carbon?
Yeah,
Anyway,
different type of
Commissioner
event.
Hamilton?
As a member of the El Paso County Historical Society and the Archives Committee Chairman, I just want to say that we've done a lot of things over there. The president and the treasurer, Ann Lilly and Ellie Fenton, they're painting the inside of the house. They're fixing some water problems that had occurred in Burgess House. So that's amazing. And most importantly, we cleared everything out of the quarters that were in the back in the casita, which no one wanted to go into. If you went into, you had to have your shots. So that's all been cleared out. That's all been repainted, redone, refloored, ceiling's been fixed. So now we have more archives storage area, which we desperately need. And work continues on cataloging everything in that archive. It's going to take us a while, but we're making headway.
That's awesome. I know that's been a total labor. It's been so many years already, so. But cool.
Yeah, come visit. We're open Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday from 10 to 2. This one we're
Okay.
open.
Definitely check it out. Well, okay, again.
I have
Oh,
one
sorry,
thing.
yes.
I forgot to mention that, to circle back to our Sunset Heights historic remains burial that we had February 6th or 7th, I believe. I'm pleased to announce that the Sunset Heights Neighborhood Association just gave me a check for $250 to cover the half of the headstone.
Of the headstone?
Concordia's voted last summer to do half, and we got that, so we can now, I'll be turning that in.
That's awesome.
And hopefully, it will proceed.
Okay, very
Yes.
cool. Taking a while to wrap that one up too, but yay.
About 4 years.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Patricia. And again, on all of this, information only, no action taken. So that takes us to agenda item E. Receive a monthly update from El Paso County staff on heritage tourism, historic preservation, and economic development. Dr. Renteria.
Thank you, Commissioner Welch. I have a few updates for you today and then a brief presentation. El Paso County Commissioners Court had their annual strategic planning session last month. And one thing that I wanted to update this commission on is that the court approved a South Central Art and Heritage Recognition Project. So this project aims to highlight the history, heritage, culture, and art in the South Central area. So this is a new project that our division will be working on, and we'll be bringing you updates as it progresses.
Kind of explain a little bit about what it, like the focus or?
So because it's a new project and it was, it's still a bit abstract, so it's in the development stage. So one of our first tasks is going to be to map out the assets in the area, to make sure that we're defining a boundary, to see what stakeholders are in there. I will say that related to the East Central Coalition, the Epstein Barber Shop is within that area, as many of you know. So we'll be working to identify the different, I guess, just assets in the area, right? So this is a very early project because it just came out of strategic planning. And I'll be circling back to many of you also for your expertise and knowledge of the area.
So, I know, sorry, I'm just really curious. So South Central would be everything that's like slightly east of what we call downtown, or?
Sort of. So again, like fixing the boundaries is one of the
Yeah,
things that
yeah.
we're tasked with. But I guess traditionally and
general,
historically, it would be everything south of the freeway from Piedras East
Piedras East.
to
Okay.
about Ascarate.
That makes sense. Cool, that's awesome. That's really good news.
And then, as Commissioner Howe mentioned, we had the opening for the museum on Main Street and the San Elizario Los Portales County Museum is hosting the exhibit Crossroads, Change in Rural America. We've been talking to y'all about this for over a year. It's finally here. I hope those of you who haven't made it out can go out and check out the exhibit, but also as part of our collaborations with the Texas Historical Commission and the Smithsonian, bringing a local flair to the exhibit was part of our agreement. And so we've done that through some local exhibits that are found along with the Smithsonian exhibit, but also through a lot of programming throughout the 6 weeks. And we've actually brought a calendar of events that Ms. Corinne will pass over and I will bring to you.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you are out there, I'm going to definitely recommend, I mean, go by Bodega Loya.
Oh, yes, yes.
And I know they have 2 events where they actually are doing like cuisine events.
They have a few, right?
yes, so-
And one of the events is repeating. So all the information
Yeah,
is
cool.
here. The calendar also includes a QR code, which takes you to the museum page, and you can RSVP. A special thanks to Commissioner Howell, who kicked off the events with a presentation last week. So I'm going to pass these out really
Awesome.
quick.
Take one. Yes, ma'am. Very glad to. Yes. One to a customer.
Got plenty. I got a whole bunch at home.
I've been meaning to ask you.
Thanks.
I have a copy of a booklet that was published quite some time ago. It's the history of the Air Defense Force.
And so through this initiative, we really hope to offer something for everyone along the Mission Trail. And although the museum is hosted in San Elizario, this is really an opportunity to promote the entire historic Mission Trail. And that's what I hope you'll see reflected in this calendar of events. Okay. So another update is that last week, I believe, your El Paso County Commissioners Court finalized an agreement with the El Paso Community Foundation for public art projects. This is a pilot program that'll be in place for 2 years. There will be a project in each precinct, as well as the county judge will have a project in one of the precincts. And county administration is looking to do something with the county garage, possibly, but they will also have a project. The county is also taking steps to create an arts master plan. And if each commissioner and the judge holds public input meetings, community meetings for these projects, we'll make sure to keep you in the loop in case you'd like to participate in these meetings, lend your expertise. This could be any type of art project, whether visual arts or performing arts. So it really lends itself to a broad range of projects. Another update is we've been busy this month. As you know, May is Historic Preservation Month. And so our division and our department has reached out to Commissioner Ileana Olguin to sponsor a resolution, and you would have received an email from us. And this year, we're hoping that this will be an annual resolution that the county adopts, but this year we're looking to focus on our county partners. So of course, we've extended the invitation to all of you. I hope someone can be present to represent the Historical Commission, but you're all welcome to attend. We've also reached out to the Concordia Heritage Association because they run one of our historic sites, as well as the San Elizario Genealogy and Historical Society because they run another of our site out in San Elizario. We've also reached out to Preservation Texas because they are another county partner. And we've also extended the invitation to Sarah Page from the Texas Historical Commission, whom we've been working closely with on mums. And we're happy to provide her a link for her to say a few words the day of the resolution. So this is coming up fast. This is on Monday. So I will be circling back after today to see who is available to be here for that. The County Historical Commission is the county's biggest partner in historic preservation. So I think it's important that this commission is included as part of that recognition and that resolution. Any questions so far?
Did all of you, I know I received it. Did everyone
don't
receive it? Just making
think-
sure? Yes?
I'll be there.
I don't recall seeing it today. Did you send it
It
before
was
today?
Oh, the email went out today, yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, good. I'll look for it. If I don't, I'll holler.
Okay,
Okay.
all right,
Okay,
cool.
and so the last thing is I want to briefly walk you through a presentation that we have. So this presentation is an overview of our comprehensive tourism initiative, which is funded from the American Rescue Plan funds. As you know, commissioners, I mean, you're well aware of this, in times of crisis, pandemics, recessions, all different types of crisis, the heritage tourism, museums, national parks, these programs are typically the first to be cut and the last to be brought back. So as part of our efforts to help with that, after the pandemic, the Economic Development Department and the Commissioner's Court set aside funding specifically for this industry and this project. So next slide, please. And it also is in line with the county's strategic plan, which goal 3 is increased tourism, and that is where our division is primarily focused. Next slide, please. And this is the breakdown for increased tourism. This is where our focus lies, but as you can see, the actions in bold are the ones that we focus on. There are other actions that are not in bold, which sit with other departments. So for us, it's utilize community county resource and assets to increase tourism. It's implement the Mission Trails Master Plan, which can be found on our website. I'm also happy to send you the link. Create a sense of synergy among tourism destinations, which is something that you can see through our efforts with mums, right, all along the Mission Trail. It's not just a focus on San Elizario. And have proactive marketing programs of tourism destinations, activities, and assets. And this is part of what we're trying to achieve through this comprehensive tourism plan. Next slide, please. So this is what the plan includes. We've talked to you a little bit about this when we were going through, putting it out for bid, and then once they were awarded, I will go over who was awarded. But each of these were put out on a competitive RFP, and then the department reviewed that, and we made the award to 3 vendors, and they each got a section of this program. Next slide, please. And so our 3 awardees were LJA, which is an engineering firm who is also subcontracted Muse work to help with the exhibit redesign for each site in San Elizario, for each county site in San Elizario, which includes the Old County Jail, Los Portales Museum, and Casa Ronquillo. EFO Media, and Destination El Paso. So the list that you saw on the prior slide, this is the breakdown of who is doing what, and we are meeting with our partners regularly to get updates and to implement this project. So we're at the beginning phases of these projects. Destination El Paso, who has the tours and activities, will be presenting their first tour at the end of the month, and we'll send you that information. It is going to be a tour of Waco Tanks. This effort also, I'd like to say, is countywide. There is an emphasis on the Mission Trail because we have assets there, of course, but this is an effort to promote the county in a very holistic way. Next slide, please.
I just want to throw out that EFO Media has been very, very active on getting the word out, much more than any previous company that you've worked with, as far as like I am seeing, okay?
Oh, great.
So, very much so.
Okay, I am really happy to hear that. I know Patricia gave me some updates a couple weeks ago, too. I don't think we have everyone from the commission on that list because I try to liaison directly with the full commission, but I know some of you are on that list. Please let me know whenever you have any feedback.
Yeah, no, I just, like I said, they seem to be very, proactive, following up on things, reaching out, which is new.
Sure.
Yeah,
Can we
so-
go back to the previous slide real quick, Miguel, please? So if you see EFO Media, they have Heritage Tourism Collaborations. So what you're seeing, Commissioner Welch, is part of that effort.
Yeah, no, like I said, thumbs up.
All right, good to hear. Next slide, please. And then we also have a an agreement with the UTEP Hunt Institute for Global Competitiveness, and this is having to do with asset mapping to provide us with an economic gap analysis. So this isn't necessarily focused on heritage tourism, but it does touch heritage tourism, right? Because part of that is our hospitality industry. It's lodging, it is restaurants, it is entertainment venues. So this is part of that effort to see what else is needed, what is going to keep our small businesses open and participating in our heritage programs, as you see some of them are for the Mums exhibit, right? So they will be designing and conducting surveys, and they will be assessing small business needs and challenges. Next slide, please. So we have a deadline, right, of December 2027 to wrap up this program. So we're looking at about 2 years of working with these vendors to roll out all these efforts. And then after that, we'll see what direction, like kind of what worked. We'll evaluate everything, of course. And so that deadline is fixed, right, from the federal government because this is ARPA funding. We also have a different bucket of funding, which is the Small Business Administration grant-funded initiatives. And actually, this is also ARPA, but it's, again, related, but more geared towards the business side of things. And so this is technical assistance along the Mission Trail and marketing assistance along the Mission Trail. So these efforts help businesses, say, if they need a way to process payments or take payments, right? Or if they need information or guidance in maybe they have a great idea or they have a great product that they're selling or a super delicious restaurant, but they need technical assistance as far as like paying taxes and doing these different things. We're here to help them with that technical side of the business. And then, of course, marketing, which is still a major thing that is needed, I think, for every business. Next slide. Any questions?
Not so much a question, but since you're already gathering all this information and networking among, businesses in a certain area, I just want to pivot back to the Main Street program of the THC. I mean, it seems like, gathering all that information, because of course the Main Street program of the THC is tied to businesses. And since you are gathering that information and, making those interactions and everything, perhaps we can pivot into actually trying to get that program in our area. Since, we're like with all of those different little, towns and cities and El Paso, which is huge, it's kind of negligent that we don't have a Main Street program when so many other tinier places in Texas have managed to put that together. And it's really good for the businesses. I mean, obviously, it's something that it is business-driven, it is tourism-driven. And, we've spoken about it, we have the initial work that we did. And so, just putting a bug in your ear that maybe those things can network together.
Sure, I think that's a good idea. I think it's something we can revisit in one of our committees. I also would like to, not today, but bring back, and it's online. Like we made an initial presentation to the Commissioners Court on our proposed policy updates, which include, tax incentives, which have been traditional to economic development, but also proposing things like construction grants that can be made up front. What I've seen in my year here in this role is that liquidity is a problem for historic preservation. And that's true of like iconic buildings downtown, and that's true of our precious adobe buildings along the Mission Trail. It's just different amounts, right, of the investment. So we're looking to restructure that, and I'm happy to bring back a more formal presentation, especially when we're ready for feedback. The Commissioners Court has seen our proposal and we're going in the right direction, but it hasn't been finalized. But part of that is also possibly a revolving loan that some folks may be able to take care of as well too. And some of that research is based on the Main Street program. But also a way to have constituents have the ability to stack some of these incentives, which the way our current policy is right now with the preservation incentive, there's really nothing to stack with it. And it's on the back end, it's a tax
Yeah.
reimbursement, right? So we're looking to restructure that because that is going to be one of the biggest things that supports county incentives for historic preservation.
Sure, absolutely, that's great.
Yeah, so we've been busy.
Yeah, it sounds like it, so.
Any questions about any of this, commissioners?
Well, I just want to, it's fantastic. I mean, I'm so glad you're more fully staffed so you can actually do this, by the way. So, yay.
Totally. Commissioner Hamilton, it looks like you have a question, maybe? No.
Okay,
I have
well,
no
cool.
questions
Well,
right now.
again, lots of great information only, no action taken. So that takes us to if we want to adjourn. So is there a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Okay, Commissioner McDonald, is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner
Commissioner
Kanoff
Kanoff.
is the second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, meeting adjourned at 4:51.